Clarissa finds herself in embarrassing situations almost every other day. Just recently, she was dumped by Papoose, barely a day after getting his name tattooed and telling an interviewer she wanted to have a baby with him next year. Most people aren't feeling any sympathy for her. They see her as arrogant, especially since she's clearly being played. Others point out that she's involved with Papoose even though he's still married with a child. And then there's Remy Ma, who warned her that Papoose would use her and then leave her for a younger woman he could control. Claressa brushed it off, thinking Remy only wanted to ruin her relationship. She wasn't the only one who thought that. Many others believed the same, and now, here we are. This all unfolded just a few days ago when Claressa arrived for her weigh-in before her fight with Lee Daniels. As she slipped off her fur coat to step on the scale, people spotted a tattoo of Papoose's name inked on the lower side of her right hip. Instantly, the spotlight shifted from her weigh-in to her tattoo. It almost looked like she wanted it seen, since her swimsuit was tucked in a way that made it very noticeable. The reaction was swift, and people didn't hold back. One person remarked, "This must be her first boyfriend, otherwise no way. Did she tuck her suit just so we'd see it?" Another added, "Tattooing another woman's husband's name on yourself is just strange." Things only got more uncomfortable later when Claressa and Papoose were stopped by paparazzi. A cameraman asked Papoose if he'd get a tattoo of her in return, but his response wasn't reassuring. He laughed it off, and Claressa laughed too, trying not to look embarrassed. Still, the situation was awkward. She had his name permanently on her body, while he couldn't even give a clear answer about whether he'd do the same for her.
I gotta ask, I know this might sound like a crazy question, but you saw the Papoose tattoo, so I gotta ask, is there a quote tattoo? I gotta ask.
Stay tuned.
Uh-oh, stay tuned. That's what's up.
You guys are surprised.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, I'm gonna play the internet games. We trying to stay violent and still out. I had to give him a little peek.
A little sneak peek. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Been had it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Lately, Claressa's relationship has been making headlines for more than one reason. Just a few days ago, she sat down for an interview where she openly shared how she plans to put her career on hold next year so she can start having children with Papoose. She spoke with excitement, as though the decision had already been made. But here's the catch. Papoose has never once shown the same level of interest. In fact, he hasn't publicly said anything about wanting kids with her at all. What makes things even more uncomfortable is that Papoose is currently living in Claressa's house. Word is, aside from the small royalties from his music, his only steady income comes from working as her manager. In other words, his entire lifestyle is funded by Claressa. She's the one paying for everything: the bills, groceries, and every other expense, while he gets to live rent-free, eat her food, and enjoy her home without lifting much of a finger. And according to the gossip, the relationship is very active physically. But when it comes to bigger commitments like starting a family, he has no interest. The irony is hard to miss. He benefits from her financially and personally, but when it comes to giving back in a meaningful way, he stays silent. Many people see it as a one-sided relationship, with Claressa giving her all, while Papoose offers the bare minimum. It's a messy situation. She's pouring her energy, love, and money into the relationship, while he reaps the rewards without truly investing in her. From the outside, it looks like heartbreak waiting to happen. And the sad part is, she might be the only one who doesn't realize it.
Think of that like a expiration date on your career, or is it 8 years and that's it? Or when will you try and go into, having a family, or would you have a kid and then go back to boxing?
That's what I want to do. I feel like I've put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year. And then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I think that'll also help me too.
Just when it looked like the situation couldn't get any worse, new rumors started making the rounds. people are saying Papoose is already cheating and may even be planning to leave Claressa in the coming days. Word is he's been sneaking around for a while now, but instead of walking away or confronting him, Claressa seems willing to put up with it. The reason? She doesn't want anyone, especially Remy Ma, to have the satisfaction of saying, "I warned you." This kind of reaction from Claressa isn't surprising. She's always carried herself with extreme confidence. Some would call it cockiness. And with all the heated back and forth she's had with Remy over the past few months, it makes sense she doesn't want to back down now. To her, staying in a bad relationship is better than facing the embarrassment of Remy's warnings coming true. It's worth remembering that not long ago, Remy and Papoose were caught in a messy, very public fight after she was served divorce papers. In that rant, Remy practically laid out what's unfolding today. She said Papoose only stayed with Claressa because he needed a roof over his head and couldn't afford rent. Claressa's home, according to Remy, gave him the perfect setup to live comfortably without having to do much. Remy also revealed a side of their marriage fans hadn't seen. She claimed that while she was locked up, Papoose built a reputation as the loyal, supportive husband, but in reality, he was cheating and even fathering children with other women. At the time, those claims may have sounded like bitter words from an ex, but now, with the latest rumors about him creeping around, people are starting to believe Remy might have been telling the truth all along.
It's a real one. I know the procedure when somebody goes to prison. I know the procedure. So it was never about infidelity. When I came home, I went straight through that phone immediately. I know what was up. When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was saying. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying, though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she wasn't lying. You refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see.
What women? How do y'all think y'all know what people? What do you tell somebody being broke to y'all? Because I see a lot of this in my upgrade, downgrade. So and so's broke. This one's broke. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't know what people have. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included.
It's my house because I paid for it. All 1.3 million, whatever it was, I paid in cash. With my name on it only. I take care of the kid. I take care of it. So I stay here. You go, you move over here.
You're a piece of Papoose.
You really are. You have turned into a piece. This, the gambling, the failures that you had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Well, why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of your percentage because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex house. Doesn't be there for his child that he begged for, but telling you he wants another one. Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son. I would be telling you, girl, get your from over there. What are you talking about? That's what I would be doing.
Papoose didn't stay quiet when those accusations came up. He fired back with his own side of the story. He said he sacrificed his own career, skipping shows and studio sessions just so he could visit Remy in jail every single day during her first year behind bars. According to him, those sacrifices drained his finances, leaving him broke. And after everything he did, he claims that once Remy was released, she repaid him by cheating with nearly every man she came across, all while making him feel like he was losing his mind for even suspecting she'd been unfaithful, despite the fact that he had stood by her the whole time.
I was on top of the world, the $1.5 million man, hottest rapper on the planet. Y'all seen it. Her situation took place. Like I said, I left my tour, came back, bailed her out. When I bailed her out, nothing but expense after expense after expense. I had to pay to pack her crib up, pay to put everything in storage, pay the storage bill every month, get a condo closer to the jail so I could visit her every day. Visiting her every day, driving back and forth to the visit to see her every day. Everybody in my ear, Pap, you gotta get to work. You can't visit her every day. My deal folded. I exhausted all my funds. I had to get back to work. That's why I only visited her every day for a year straight. But after that, I had the space to visit out to like 3 times a week. Never missed a Christmas, never missed a Mother's Day, never missed a single holiday. I was there. Took care of the kids, took care of my stepson, took care of you, fed you, did everything for a year straight without working. It came a time where if her son needed certain things, if she had something in her account or whatever, she had to take care of it. If she could, she did. But for the most part, I did. Every single thing. That wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. I tolerated your foolishness and your cheating and your adultery for years and years and years for the sake of my child. Everything will be fine and you will still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. That's one of the main problems with you. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. All we had was you lying saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still there. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, her entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk. First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny. I never put my name on the credit. I never did anything. When people said, you know, Pat writing that, oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music.
I'll be real. Remy did come off a little bitter in that live, but with all the rumors swirling now, people are roasting Claressa for ignoring her warnings. Remy tried to tell her, but Claressa was too caught up with Papoose to listen. Not only is she sleeping with him, but she's also the one feeding him and keeping money in his pockets like it's nothing. When the backlash started online, Claressa quickly jumped on social media to deny everything. She even went as far as claiming that Papoose is the richest man she knows. But nobody's buying that. Most people think she's only saying it to save face and cover the embarrassment Pap has brought her way. As always, the internet had plenty to say. One person commented, Clarissa needs to find someone without kids. She should start over, marry someone outside the spotlight, and build a family with them. Another wrote, I believe Remy. If Papoose was really the black love king people thought he was, Remy wouldn't have left. Women don't walk away from a loyal, happy home for no reason. She said he cheated and broke their vows. And I believe her. Just look at him now. No real man moves on this fast. He'd be grieving or healing. Claressa is just his paycheck. Now the real questions are, do you think Papoose is actually cheating on Claressa? And if he is he about to walk away for good? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And while you're here, click this video for another messy story that'll keep you just as hooked.